Hi everyone. Today I'm going to go over how to use the prep par levels in Optimum Control. The prep par level is a function that can help you determine how much of a prep recipe is needed for a given day of sales based on the sales that have been entered into Optimum Control. For example, if you have a Caesar salad on the menu and you make your own Caesar dressing, the prep par level will calculate the amount you need to have prepared for that day of sales based on the previous sales that have been entered. If you don't use this feature, you'll need to manually calculate your par levels, leaving room for errors. To use the prep par levels, we're going to navigate to the prep par level window, which is in the recipe section of the main menu. Once we open it, we can see that we're greeted by a blank page. This is because we do not currently have any preps selected to be included on the prep sheets. To add preps, we can check off preps not included on the prep sheets checkbox here. It's going to start displaying all of the preps we have in the system. From here, we can check off whichever preps we want included on the prep sheets by clicking the Include on Prep Sheets on the far right. So we're going to check off chili as an example, and then save that. From here, I'm going to uncheck this box just so it only displays the preps that we want included. And then what we can do is we can calculate the required amounts for this prep by clicking that button at the top. Once we do that, we'll be able to choose the date range we want to base the sales off of. I'm just going to do last week, and then we can click Calculate for it to calculate the usage. If we look at the prep, we can see that each day has an amount and a max. What this is calculating is the minimum amount that you should have on hand for the day based off of the usage, and the max amount you should have based on shelf life and what you're expected to use over the next couple of days dependent on shelf life. You can go through these numbers and make sure everything looks correct, and if you need to edit any field, they are editable. Once we have decided that the prep amounts are correct, you can then save, and then after saving, we can look at the prep sheet reports to print out this information. So we're going to navigate back to the main menu, and then into reports. Once we're in here, there's going to be two different reports we can run. They're both going to be in the recipe section. The first one's going to be Prep Sheet Daily, and then we have Prep Sheet Weekly. We're going to go into Prep Sheet Weekly as they're more or less the same report. In here, there's going to be a couple different options you can choose from. The first one is going to be the date, so this is going to be the date that's displayed on the report. After that, we have the prep margin percentage. This is here to give you a buffer on what you should have on hand. By default, this will show 10%, which means that each of the values for what you have will be increased by 10%. The rest of the options are different filters available to the preps. Once we have all of the parameters selected correctly, we can click Run Report to generate it. This report is going to display very similarly to the Prep Par Levels window with two added columns. The first is the on hand for you to write down what you currently have on hand of this prep. And then the last one is going to be the make, so what you have to make for the day in order to get to either of your par levels. The other difference you're going to notice is there's going to be an increase here, and that's based off of the prep margin percentage that we have added, so it's a 10% increase like I had said earlier. Once you have this out, you can then print out the sheet and have that on hand for you ready to go. That is how you use the prep par levels in Optimum Control. Thanks for watching.